welcome. It is good to see you. I'm glad you all are here. I have a really small little haul to share with you all that I just got over the last just 2 weeks. And one of them is a gift. So the gift is phenomenal because I've finally been introduced to a fragrance that so many of you have been loving for like the longest time. And I'm just really late. But before I get started, I want to welcome you all. I want to say thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you are interested in my perfume videos, some unique perfumes that I've been able to explore and find and discuss with you all. I'd appreciate it. So to get started, I'm going to talk again about a perfume that so many of you all love, you already have, and I stayed away from because the creator, made Alien, and Mugler is a perfumer I try to stay as far away from as possible because Alien was such a huge turnoff for me and it just caused me so many issues. However, I have been introduced to Alien Muse EDP by my friend Natalia. Natalia, thank you so much. She sent this to me and I did not know what to expect. I had been hearing a lot of really good things on YouTube, on Instagram, but I wasn't sure what I was going to be met with just because my experience with Alien was just so polarizing and off-putting. All that said, I love this, okay? I'm just wondering how it is that I took so long to get on the Angel Muse EDP train. It took me forever. And when I first sprayed this, it's really strong, like right out the bottle, but just maybe even not even a full minute in as it started to settle, I was like, this is phenomenal. To me, it's like this sweet, and I keep hearing Nutella, right? I have never tasted Nutella. I've never kind of been like, I've never had a desire to taste Nutella because it's not really chocolate. I'm like, what is that? So it didn't have any correlation to me when I was hearing that Angel Muse EDP smelled like Nutella. Okay, so anyway, I guess that's chocolate, but I love this and it is now like one of my top favorites. I sprayed this all over, okay? After I hit that first spray, and we all know, those of you who have this know how strong this is. So I was blazing through the whole house with the scent of this, but it is so beautiful. So let me go over the notes for those of you all like myself who don't know about it. The notes in this one, the EDP version: grapefruit, pink peppercorn, vetiver, hazelnut cream, which is where the Nutella smell comes from, and patchouli. And what's interesting is I don't like vetiver either. Aside from staying away from Mugler's fragrances, vetiver I have always looked at as a really masculine note. And the previous fragrances that I've smelled it in, it was just too cologne-like for me. So I just stayed away from vetiver. I stayed away from it. So in this one, I don't smell it. If it's there, it is blended so well that I'm just not getting that. And the hazelnut cream is what I get in the dry down. And it's almost to me like a glazed donut that's been sitting out for maybe about an hour, and like the sugar is flaking off a little bit and it's a little stronger and a little bit sweeter. That's what this smells like to me on the dry down. With the patchouli and the grapefruit definitely comes out too. That's what I like, is like there's this bit of fruit note to balance it out. But I love this so much, and this is the smaller size. And the one thing I was put off by, I'm like, how am I supposed to store this, because like there's no base to sit it on. So, you know, I whatever. I just thought he could have done better with the design of this, but this is the 1.7. I know for the larger one, it does have the base, but this is now a gem in my collection. And again, thank you, Natalia, for this. I absolutely love it. So this was a gift to me. Thank you. All right, so what's funny is I had ordered the Angel EDT before I received this EDP. So here it is. And I love this one just this much less than the EDP, because the EDP is like knock your socks off, strong and sweet. But this one is gorgeous also because the fruit is more dominant in this one, and then you have like the hazelnut coming forth in the background. So the notes for the EDT version, and thank you, it does have a base to stand on. Okay, mandarin, passion fruit, which I definitely smell, hazelnut cream, again vetiver, Akia Gala wood, which I'm not familiar with. So it starts out for me just really fruity and citrusy, and then it gets into like the sweetness. So I was just almost really torn between which of these I love more. I mean, I adore these two. And this one, yeah, the fruit comes out a little bit more. And I think, and I actually, what I did when I got these, because they both arrived on the same day, I mixed them and I was just in heaven. Because the fruit kind of overrode a lot of the heaviness of the patchouli and a little bit of the sweet of the hazelnut cream. This dude, he did a wonderful job with Muse. And I know this has been out for a while and I'm super late, and there are like a whole bunch of flankers from Angel, but these are absolutely beautiful. So I know so many of you have these, and we can just talk about how wonderful they are, because I'm just so excited to have this now, as opposed to continually hearing about it and not knowing for myself how good these are. So yeah, I'm part of the Angel Muse family now. Very late, but I have arrived and I love them. All right. So another one that I got is Serge Lutens, and this is I don't want to say this name because it's French and I'm gonna tear it up, but Fleurs d'Orange, it's orange flowers. And I was reading through Fragrantica, and a lot of folks who have this newer version, the newer versions of Serge Lutens fragrances have the black label here, and the earlier ones have the beige label. So from what I was hearing, or excuse me, reading on Fragrantica, they were really disappointed with this newer version of the orange flower. That's what I'm gonna call it. Now this is my Un Bois Vanille, so I can't compare these two, but I really like this one. So I'm not quite sure how amazing or wonderful the original is, given how much I look at this one as like being really beautiful. So they were saying that the orange blossom in here is not as strong. And let me go over the notes with this one, because it's pretty complex. Jasmine, tuberose, white rose, floral musk, hibiscus, and cumin. And I get all of those because the cumin is actually pretty strong in this one. And what I was reading is that for some people, and this is kind of off-putting, they said that the cumin for them was kind of like a body odor smell. And I'm like, I'm definitely not getting that. This actually reminds me of Neroli Blanc Intense, and I should have had the bottle out to compare, but it's another like really, it's a strong neroli, and this one actually doesn't have neroli in it, and it definitely smells like it does. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy this one, and it's nice and sweet, and the mix of florals I feel is done really well. So I'm not sure how amazing the very first version was, given how much I like this. So yeah, so this was the other one that I got, and it's making me really want to go ahead and try the original, just because they talk so bad about this one. And I'm like, the original must be astounding, because I really like this one. So yeah, this is the other one, Fleurs d'Orange. Yeah. All right, and another one, this one I love. This is from, can you see this, 8 and Bob? This is a new one that I got, and this is the smaller size, if you can see that. This is amazing, and this is so far out of what I usually go for. And this is unisex, and I think more guys might actually wear this than women, but the notes in this one, okay, it's called 8 and Bob Nuit Megeve. Okay, so we have grapefruit, petitgrain, cloves, tonka bean, orris, coffee, and vetiver pops up again in this one. Tobacco and musk, So another one I got is Serge Lutens, and this is Orange Flower. I really don't even want to say the French name because I'm going to tear it up, but Fleur d'Orange. That's the most French you're going to get out of me for this one. Orange Flower, it's beautiful. But what's funny is this particular fragrance is getting so much hate on Fragrantica because this is one of the newer versions. The newer, I guess, reformulated versions have the black label, and the earlier versions, here it is, have the beige label. And many folks on Fragrantica are saying that this can't hold a candle to, this is Au Bois Vanille, so this is a different fragrance, but they're saying that this reformulated version of Serge Lutens Orange Flower cannot hold a candle to the original. And I'm a little surprised by that because I think this is really beautiful. I'm really thrown off by that. The notes in here, you have jasmine, tuberose, white rose, there's floral musk, there's hibiscus, there's cumin. And for some people, they're saying the cumin in this reformulated version comes off like body odor, which kind of throws me off because I don't get that at all. To me, the cumin comes off like a really strong neroli, and this particular fragrance reminds me a lot of Neroli Blanc Intense. And Neroli Blanc Intense is a really strong neroli with vanilla and orange blossom. It is absolutely beautiful. So I'm not quite sure where all the hate is coming from because I think it's gorgeous. But yeah, so this is the other one that I recently purchased, and I think it's gorgeous. All right, next up is one that I'm really loving too. This is from 8 & Bob. This is Nuit de Megeve, and gorgeous, gorgeous. And what's interesting is this is unisex, and it might even be targeted toward men, but I think it is so beautiful, and I'm really surprised given the notes in here how much I like this. And the notes are grapefruit, petitgrain, cloves, tonka bean, orris, coffee, vetiver, tobacco, and musk. And again, I stay away from anything with vetiver, but the thing is, I started learning about this and loving it before I knew what the notes were. So I was a little surprised to see that vetiver is in here because I don't get that at all. And tobacco, I absolutely would never purposely go toward a fragrance that has tobacco in it, but I think this is done so well. It blends in so nicely with the rest of the notes. It's like a very, very light, sweet tobacco, almost sugary, and I get like a raw, crushed, sugary almond smell with this, with a little bit of powder, and I think that might come from the cloves. Definitely the tonka bean. This is absolutely gorgeous, and if anybody out there has this, please let me know because I just don't see anybody talk about this one. I have seen some reviews, mainly from men on this fragrance, but in the general fragrance community, I think I've seen one person, and that's about it. I haven't really seen anybody talk about this one. So let me know if you're familiar with this one. Really loving it. And it's kind of teaching me to give fragrances a chance because leather, vetiver, tobacco, I really try to stay far away from notes like that. And if I'm looking at fragrances just based on notes, I won't even try them. And I'm glad that I was given a sample of this to try and then find out what the notes were. And I'm surprised. So vetiver is in here, and I'm really liking this. So yeah, 8 & Bob, Nuit de Megeve, really, really pretty. So those are the 4 that I have gotten over the last 2 weeks. And again, I'm just so impressed with Angel EDP. It is so delicious, and might have to indulge and get one of them big bottles because I mean, I know I'm gonna be spraying that, and I don't care who I offend with that one because that is delicious, right? And since we're all wearing masks now, most people won't be able to smell it anyway, so I can just like really indulge for myself. So, but anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I am so glad you visited and dropped by today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.